So here are the results after I cleaned and scrubbed off the residue of all the samples. This is starting from the worst to the best that fared. The marble was not treated or sealed before applying these things to it, because I just wanted to have an idea of what's the worst case scenario in case it's unsealed and it gets stained. So as you see, this is the Calcutta Greek. It's left coffee has left a great big stain over here. Vinegar has etched it. Oil was sucked into it. The lemon has etched it really bad. You can feel the surface polish removed from it. Especially the vinegar is the one that's mostly the worst as far as etching is concerned. The oil was absorbed inside it. So this is Calcutta Greek. Next up is invisible gray quartzite, and the lady at the sales rep said this is impervious and good to go for kitchen counters. Best material ever. Lemon juice has left not only an etch but discolored it. So has the vinegar, and as you can see, there is a little bit of coffee stain which is right here, and the ketchup also has etched it, but it's not as visible, but there is a small etch mark from the ketchup. I'm not sure if the turmeric or the oil had a little stain here, but this material has been disappointing so far. Now, next up is this Davinci marble, and it's fared better than I expected since it's a marble. The lemon has left an etch and a stain. So has the tomato ketchup. The vinegar has a very slight stain in it, but like an etch, but it's not that visible as much as the lemon. The coffee there is a slight borderline stain of coffee here, and there was some oil which was absorbed inside. I guess because it's a colorful material with a lot of different patterning, it's hard to notice, but it was better than I expected, better than the quartzite that we just saw. This is the Davinci marble, and not so bad. Fantasy brown is next up, and it fared pretty decently. I've tried fantasy brown before as well, and because it's a dolomite marble sort of, so I'm trying to see this. There is a little bit of an etch. In fact, you can feel it. The material has been penetrated by the lemon juice. Also by the tomato ketchup, the vinegar as well. It's a darker area, but it's been definitely there is a little bit of an edge. As far as staining is concerned, this material it's not sealed, but it didn't absorb anything as much. There is a little bit of a stain here from the turmeric and stuff. Considering everything was left over for a whole night, for 24 hours, it's done pretty decent. I guess the only issue is the slight etching, which is better than the marble, the Calcutta Greek, but it's pretty decent for how cheap this material is. So I guess if it's used with care and paid attention and sealed, this should be a good option for kitchen counters. And here is the more expensive Alpinus Granite. I feel like it retains some of the oil, a small mark here. Something seeped in or discolored it a little bit here. Everything else looks clear. I did not see any etching, but in certain light you can sort of you can't see it here, but in certain light you can see a small borderline mark of where the lemon juice was, and that is bothersome to me, but I don't know why that was, the vinegar also has a little bit of a borderline mark, but these are like almost unrecognizable until you see it at an angle or in specific light. Overall it was okay. I'm just concerned about this staining. I may, or maybe there's a sealer for it, I'm not sure, but it's fared good. Next is Patagonia slab from Brazil as well, and this is almost the same price as the Alpinus. It's a little bit more beige in color compared to the white of Alpinus. This has done extremely well. It's the second best of all of the results. As you see, no etching, no staining, no borders, no nothing. I was surprised to see that this cleared up so good. So extremely good material, considering the price is the same as the Alpinus. Finally, we have some Quartzite Cremo, and this is the best of all of them. Not only did nothing leave any marks or any staining, or there was no etching, anything of that sort, but also it cleaned up very fast. As soon as I applied soap and water, everything came off. There was nothing, no residue, no staining, and pretty impressive. So overall, this is the best material. Quartzite Cremo. Patagonia was the next one, and Alpinus. These three are granite, quartzite. Then we have Fantasy Brown, and then the worst than that is Davinci. This is the second worst, which is Infinity. Invisible Gray, sorry, this is Invisible Gray, and this is the worst one, which is Calcutta Greek Marble.